Hello, my fellow RSM family and Sharp family. I'd like to discuss my practicum experience with Mainzer Basketball Academy. My name is Joshua Carmichael, and I am in the RSM 392 class with Donald Rocky. So let's get into it. Let's see. Okay. So, how did my journey begin with Mainzer? I'd like to first off just kind of tell you exactly what time I started so that you kind of get an idea of how things looked for me. It started in like early October, but as I began my practicum journey, it actually was not with Mainzer. It was with a guy named Jason. Jason was a practicum supervisor and a head coach of a team, a men's basketball team. Um, and I started working with him, I think between mid-September or early September. I can't remember. But and pretty much to give you a full idea of what it looked like for my first practicum, let's just say it was ugly to say the least. So yeah. Um, I was introduced by Jason from my professor this year. Dr. Rocky was giving out emails of different opportunities to start our practicum, and he was the first I chose. I didn't know him well, but I did know that he was the head coach at Coastal's club basketball team. I'm sorry, having a tongue twister. And Jason is a good guy. He just overall his demeanor was not what I was looking for the experience, and also the opportunity was not what I was looking for. So ultimately, that was the goal here. Um, right afterwards, I ended up beginning my journey with Mainzer from another opportunity that Donna Rocky gave out in his email, and overall, I just didn't know what else to do. So when I figured out that Mainzer sounded like the type of an opportunity I wanted to do, I just jumped right into it. This is the facility. It's in Myrtle Beach. It's off the exit of 501. Ultimately, my first impression of the place was super excited because when I first pulled up, I didn't expect for it to be in this type of setting. I mean, I walk in and they have a game room setting. I wish I had got a photo of that. But overall, as I walked in, it just looked almost as if I was in a YouTube video watching a bunch of AAU games going crazy. Like as you can see on the top left corner, the whole facility is set up amazing. It's got like I think two, four, six, eight courts, and overall they separate it differently depending on what time of the season they have. As you can see, they have volleyball here, but that happens now. But considering COVID, they do change things over time. My responsibilities was to assist the Mainzer coaches, most of the head coaches. Coach Collin was one. The guy I met on my first day of the practicum was Coach Nick. He was the assistant manager along with Patrick Mainzer. I think I'm not sure if that's his last name, but the academy was under those two, and so I would help with the D League and or Development League and membership. Coach Nick was over Development League and Colin was over Development League. Now, membership is different. Membership is a smaller program where we have a lot of players who come from, I guess, like surrounding areas who want to develop their game personally. So we get kind of that one-on-one time. So we don't have as many players as we do in Development League. Development League, the age groups are, I believe, kindergarten to I think third grade, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's third grade. And from there, we teach them the basics of basketball and things like that, how to dribble, how to pass, when to shoot, triple threat, just basic concepts. And then membership, we assume that they have those fundamentals down, and we try to teach them a little bit more advanced things. We teach on the level of the best player, which is our motto, is the other players who are not as good can get better if they're truly, I guess they desire that effort or they desire that I guess you could say, success or desire to get better in this sport and field. So again, my actual responsibilities are to lead the groups when coach is handling other businesses and other situations. Um, Teach and clarify the fundamentals of basketball, and then keep team jerseys clean, prepare the youth mentally and physically for the up and coming seasons, and then in some cases babysit because we have a lot of young group members or young players who typically don't even have the desire to play basketball. So overall, we're pretty much just helping them kind of like just keep time running. They don't really desire to do anything else, so we just kind of just keep them busy. And that's just for the parents' sake, because the parents in general want their kids to have something to do after school, because these kids did come after school, so they were it's either homework or no homework in video games or no homework and can't really go too much outside and get busy. So parents want them to get busy. So that's what they would do for us. What I learned in this experience, I've learned a lot of things. I've learned that time and being patient is key. Um, Overall, let's see, the aspect of membership, the program and membership, we had another coach named Coach Cody. He was our head coach for a short period of time. And Coach Cody is also an AAU coach in the Myrtle Beach surrounding area. So in some cases, he'll find himself working with some other high schools, some other AAU teams, and unfortunately, he couldn't work with us throughout the whole program. But his time and his effort was definitely valuable for me. Getting to know him from his starting point, actually being a graduate at Coastal, he knew a lot of things about let's see, like how you should start a program and how things look for each player and how you should stay at the standard of each player's best ability. If you have a better player in the group, stick with that player because at least at that point it pushes the others. If not, pushes the others to kind of get as good, and if not as good as the best player in the group. Um, let's see. So in this sense, we in membership, that was most of my time I spent with them. And with membership, we've had other practicum students. And so what happened was Cody had to leave, and we had another head coach who would step in, who also stayed with Mainzer for about a year now. His name was Coach Nas. And Coach Nas would be the head coach. And what we would do is assist him on different drills, um, different practice exercises, and help the kids warm up before we begin. And so I just learned teamwork. We worked as a team. As you can see, I have a little typo there. I meant to say teamwork in a business like environment. So I say team effort because in any business setting, there's always a team to accomplish a goal. And so with our goal to make these players better is to explain things in a clarified way. There's different ways of describing something or explaining something or demonstrating something. And so we relied on each other. We relied on each other's strengths and we kind of helped each other's in our weaknesses to kind of like explain what we needed to so that the kids can grow and develop in the sport. Um, let's see. I succeeded in three of these learning objectives, so this was the goal here. Um, So this is pretty much it. This is the whole idea of the whole journey. I loved it. This journey is actually what I was looking for. As like I said earlier, being patient is the key because I didn't even know that this was a possible opportunity, let alone I didn't even know that this was a program out in the Myrtle Beach area. And over time, I noticed that with each opportunity that Professor Rocky would give us, he would give us a somewhat description of what it was, and we would talk with our I guess super like facility supervisor, and that would tell me everything. And so when I talked with Nick about the whole opportunity, everything was exactly what I thought. It was, we worked with the youth, which I love working with kids, and and also I'm doing what I love to do. Like I'm passionate in the game of basketball. Like I've played since I was like 5, maybe 8 years old. I don't know. But the earliest age I wanted to play was, you know, typically the typical age for a lot of, kids who really want to play this game and have a future in it. And ever since the journey I've made in middle school, I didn't as every player's goal is to make the league, is to play professional basketball on the highest level in America and make a lot of money. But I've slowly realized that training could be my next avenue or my next way of expressing my passion. I like to teach, typically, especially with the youth who are ready to do exactly what I had done over my time of trying to get better. And so overall, this practicum was definitely the best experience I could ever have. And ultimately, I would definitely want to continue this if this would be another internship soon. If I can't, then I'll have to do so at home. But overall, like just to close out this presentation, um, I just loved it. And I just thank you guys for your time. And I'll see you guys soon.